Hi guys, welcome to Jay Today. Please subscribe if you're not already. So Heather has been sending around mass emails to everyone who's probably on her list in emails, which has gone to one of her exes. Remember the one who paid for the last apartment for her for a while? And probably Dylan as well, and probably the girlfriend, probably everyone she knows. Anyway, before we get into that, she's looking for someone to do a tattoo for her.
My friends in the Chicago area do tattoos who could help me with this tattoo ASAP. Hit me up. Obviously, like better than this. This is my right hand, so I wrote it with my left. It's my third daughter's name. Well, my second daughter, third child. I have the big kids written on my back, and I want to add this one here to cover up the scar.
Okay, well, maybe just go to a tattoo shop because they can obviously do a better job than you did writing on your hand there. Anyway, so this is the start of the email that she sent around to everybody. I might skip parts of it because we know that she's going to be long and it's going to be waffly because it's Heather. You can pause and read it properly if you want. So it starts with this situation and subsequent issues began in 2015 when I was extorted by a detective, David, and threatened to text him every day and do what he says, or he would see that my children were taken away. That, along with unwanted and unsolicited sexual advances, including but not limited to inviting me on dates and various concerts. So this guy's obviously seen she was attractive, asked her out on a date, and anyway, she's twisted it. So this poor police officer, anyway, so she's gone down with a lawyer. We all know this. She's waffled about this before. And the resulting decision of the DA was to remove the detective. I don't even know if that's true. I absolutely doubt it, knowing her. And they were assured that no harassment or targeting would take place, which we know it's Heather. She's going to claim that she was anyway. Over the following several years, after seeking additional intervention from numerous qualified and reputable sources, she basically waffles on about manipulation, grooming, multiple thefts from her home, psychological abuse, extortion, all the usual stuff. I can't believe she sent this around everybody. It makes you wonder how many was actually on this list. Then she goes back on to Dylan, of course. After my home was maliciously intentionally flooded. If you remember, the house was flooded. I don't know, did God intentionally flood it? Maybe she's Noah now. And then the thing about her being jumped by 3 women, that we're not seeing anything from that either. As a last resort, and after numerous occurrences of such abuse, I placed a call to his parole officer. So this is when Dylan was out, and she decided to grass him up because she was annoyed at him. Dylan was enacting message of financial coercion, isolation, and sabotages to my vehicle. This is the vehicle that's gone missing, but we know where it is. It's still in the garage, and she hasn't paid for it. In addition to seeking intervention from police, parole, and filing multiple petitions for orders of protection, while also submitting video omission of the proof. Oh, so she videoed herself and sent it in. Now, that would be a good one to see. I also called all of my friends' family. We see that you're still doing it. Obviously, this email proves it. And she called hotlines and, among other resources, desperate for assistance. Now, this one's why the kids were taken away, I think. She says that an unknown Caucasian man, approximately 55 years old, uncomfortably close to entering my residence in 2019. While my children and I were inside, the children were separated and we were directed by law enforcement for them to temporarily live with their fathers. So she's blaming this on why the kids were taken away, not because she's crazy. Prior to this day, she spent 4 out of 7 days a week with them since their birth. She was accused of being paranoid by the officers and given an ultimatum to take another dose of Adderall, a prescription for ADHD, or be taken by force to the hospital. They should have just taken her to hospital. And she says that she showed the cameras. If we remember, she showed somebody breaking into her apartment before, and it turned out to be herself just walking around. Okay, after this, she says she was taken to Masonic Hospital hysterical, and she was locked in a glass room, because that's what they do with hysterical people. They put them in glass rooms, obviously, so they can smash the place up and hurt themselves. Maybe padded cell might have been better. It might have been more believable if you'd have wrote that. She then goes on to say she was sedated and So other patients being unlawfully administered medication they did not want. Most people in psychiatric places don't actually want the medication. They have to be forced to take it. I also witnessed multiple manhandling and bathing of women while they screamed for help. And she says she documented this extensively, which we know she does this constantly. And when I returned home, Dylan locked the documents in the car and broke the key in the ignition switch. He threw me out again, and I have been without stable shelter since that time. Well, no, because someone that you sent this message to, he actually got you somewhere to live, and then you messed that up by going crazy in the gym and threatening people and also not paying the rent. And then further down, in addition to the above, I've been repeatedly targeted by a man with a tire iron, resulting in staples to the back of my head. Her car was mechanically sabotaged. No, it just broke down. It happens to everybody's car. And then she says, despite paying for the sabotage to be fixed, like, well, that's what you do. You get your car fixed and you bring it to the garage when it's broken. She said, after making the final payment, the car was completely destroyed mechanically and keyed multiple times. She probably keyed it herself when she was, doing stuff. Well, this part's quite good. I've been harassed on foot in public, online, and chased by car multiple times. There was even an attempt to entrap set up for Grand Theft Auto, which upon arrival of law enforcement was cited as a mistake and there was no further action taken. God only knows what that's about. Anyway, she goes on, I've called the courts, the FBI, the local officers, lawyers, other legal aids, blah-de-blah-de, anyone she can moan to rather than getting help. She's done all that. She was manhandled by officers. Obviously, she couldn't just leave anywhere voluntarily, however you say that. She finishes with is lots of supporting evidence that the the county sheriff is ignoring. She's had the same Google Voice number and she's received no response or follow up. I don't know why they're not ringing her. It finishes, I want to know what I am expected to do to regain financial independence. Well, I tell you there, you can get a job. My home, get a job, that'll help again. My vehicle is still in the garage, go pay for it. Get a job to pay for it. And most importantly, physical custody of my 3 children. Go get help and get a job and you might be able to at least see them. So this is one of the guys that she sent it to, the guy who paid for the apartment for a while that she completely messed up on. He tells her to F off, you delusional C. Then she replies, who are you talking to? If I accidentally included you in the forward, I apologise. She 100% knew who she was sending that to. She put everyone in there. Have you looked in the mirror? You are mean, out of shape, rude, super judgmental, among other things. Like, you're not, Heather. Mistreating people seems to come easy for you, and I hope you find a way to get healthy mentally and physically. Then he answers, I can talk to you however the F I want, you entitled, useless piece of S. That turns nasty when someone gets tired of being used by you. You are a pathological liar. You get locked out of your accounts because you changed the password when you were high on Adderall, thingy or duster. Your problems are a result of your life choices. I have to agree there, and not because of others. Are you getting tired of playing the victim? It's been years and you are still obsessed with Dylan. Anyway, he basically goes on to tell her everything that we already know about her, and we all know she's not going to change or get help. The bit at the bottom's the best part, where he says, your fitness sucks as well. You eat like S, have no idea how to work out properly, and spend most of your time high on Adderall or duster. Like I said, F off, you delusional C. And of course, Heather has to reply, you're right, E. I'm the privileged one. Your parents take care of you. I was hard, obviously, again. That was my fault. Who paid you off this time? As I said previously, I accidentally included you on this email. Apparently, like, loads of people were on it, so she's just put every single person on it. I'm blocking you now to displace that anger onto yourself. So you send him this stupid, crazy email, and now you tell him you're blocking him. It should be the other way around. I've never used anyone ever in my entire life. Okay, no, that was funny. I'll go to the bottom bit. You can take the false information that you have and shove it up your rectum. You're like 60 years old and your parents still take care of you. You are disgusting. It isn't a coincidence that your first wife left you after you beat her. I don't know if that's true. It's probably not, because it's Heather. You don't even really know me. Well, knew you enough, and you knew him enough for him to pay for you somewhere to stay, and you took his money when you wanted his money. You didn't have any problem with him then. We've probably been in the same room at least 3 times in our entire lives. Have a great day. Good luck to you. And then, of course, he responds again. My parents don't take care of me. I have my own house that I pay for. I mean, if it was his parents taking care of him anyway, his parents would have been taking care of her as well because he was paying for all her stuff. You claim R every time you have S for money, which she does. She claims R when she's sleeping and takes the sheet to the police. Nobody believes your lies because you are a pathological liar. No one has paid me off. I just see through your BS and lies. You are mentally ill and need help. Next time you want to blame someone, look in the effing mirror. You don't do shit like that on accident. You are much to manipulate for that. And yes, I can talk however the fuck I want after the way you treated me. I talk this way of how you treated me. If you don't like it, don't effing contact me, you effing see. You always use people. You use me, turn nasty on me when I cut you off. You are a leech on society. You don't even know how old I am. You are a pathetic loser. So anyway, that's the ex that paid for everything that she turned on when he stopped paying the rent for her. Anyway, that seems to be the end of the conversations for now. They've both blocked one another as she's blocked him, but I'm sure there'll be more to come in the future. She seems to have found another one of these fellas now that's looking after her. How long that'll last, and there'll be more emails like this sent back and forth. Probably a few weeks. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you all later. Bye.